Capricorn, my little goats, what's going on? Alright, let's find out. So yes, kind of wanna check your energy. I got this spirit board from a Capricorn, and I've been really stoked about using it, so I kind of want to do it just to see where your energy's at currently, see what you're feeling, what's coming towards you, let's see what the energy is around you. Half full. So it brought me to, I don't know if you can see the imagery here, but the half moon up there. And it really circled around like the fuller part around it. And so for me, seeing that half full is still only half, right? So there's kind of this feeling of needing more. Hold on. Let's dive deeper. Now I'm curious, okay? Now I'm curious. Alright, Cappies. Be said. Let's see it. Sribala. Commit entirely and without hesitation to your most passionate inspirations. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you may recognize. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. It's not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but the instinctive recognition of your true purpose. Dharma of Kali. Your most abundant successes manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing. Everything that is happening in your life is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established, and you are being led into it. Guya Kali. Okay, before I continue, I just gotta say, you must be a divine feminine. You must be. Because only on my divine feminine readings does Kali, my Kali deck, speak so much. And divine feminine is not necessarily like a gender thing. You could be a male divine feminine, and a lot of males actually are, and a lot of females are actually divine masculines, which is funny. It's, the divine masculine is more business minded, more goal oriented, more planning, strategy, whereas the divine feminine is very creative, very kind of, as much as they are nurturing, they typically want to be nurtured as well. The divine feminine, and masculine, can be subject to lower states, but ultimately, energetically what your energy is, So Guya Kali. It is time to realize the true nature of certain life circumstances. Be grateful for what you have learned, but see things for what they are rather than what you wish them to be. You shall be able to recognize, process, and prosper from the truth. And do not need to fear the revelations that are unfolding. Mahakali. You can trust that what is happening now will give way to a new expression when the time is right. That time will be the best time. When your readiness matches the requirements for success, attend to your work with determination and hope in your heart. Trust that the divine is taking care of everything else. Your progress is spiritually protected. Lalita Tripura Sundari. I know I'm saying that wrong. A chapter in your life is closing and will not be reopened. This will be the reason for celebration. Whatever you need to release right now shall create the space for what is divinely destined for you to manifest through her grace. You shall enjoy a change of pace and a release from intensity. Open your heart to the beginning of a golden era. So, this is telling you, okay, like going back a little bit, reverse, committing to your passions, the things that ignite you, the things that make you feel alive, right? And you know, when you're aligned with your integrity, right, being the best version of yourself, that's when abundance is manifested, right? And as a Capricorn, manifesting abundance should come very naturally to you. I feel like you're the kind of person that's kind of a go-getter. You know what you want, you know what you're worth, and you don't settle for less, right? And that's perhaps also why this chapter in your life is closing, right? You know, it talks about, you know, realizing the nature of these circumstances and trusting in what's happening now. There's another deck I have, but it talks about in one of the cards that there's what is it? It talks about like trusting in the doors that close as much as the doors that open, right? And that's because, you know, the doors that close are just as much of an opportunity for you to experience something different. You know, if something else is in the way or like taking the space of something better, then that thing that is taking the space needs to be removed, right? That's typically how it goes. So let's see. Let's continue onward and upward. All right. So, whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So whether you're a musician wanting to be, or at least somebody who enjoys the arts, I think, you know, diving into music is always a good idea. It's always a good idea. There's, no, like, what bad's gonna come from diving into music, you know, dive into that shit. The blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. It's time for you to integrate the shadow, right? That's what this integration time is. When you have an awakening where your spirit is awakened, your spirit wants to separate from the ego because the spirit feels different from the ego, right? And they are different, but they are also both aspects of you, right? So that's kind of a hard thing when your carnal, like, flesh self is, like, you know, all on certain instincts or reacting certain ways, and then your soul self starts rejecting your material self, right? It's like, you know, but then you have to find a way to integrate them to make your ego and your higher self kind of like collaborate as one, because you are one, you know? You gotta integrate that shit. That's the best deck for integration. You know what? I'm feeling very abstract vibes from you, so I'm gonna use my most abstract deck. How about that? like your perception is shifting. I feel like certain ways of thinking are shifting. Like the way that you may have reacted, responded in the past is changing because your higher self has been stepping in so much. But don't deny the flesh entirely either. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but there are certain things that are good for the soul, but probably not great for the body, right? For example, like smoking. Smoking candy, like chocolate releases norepinephrine in your brain. So it causes you to feel what it feels like to be in love or complete bliss, happiness, like this state of actual love, like no judgment, no negative, whatever. And, sometimes sitting in those, or like even how smoking can take away your anxiety or whatever, sitting in those vices, not necessarily in a like negative mindset. You don't want to have a negative mindset. Have a positive mindset towards what you're doing, right? Like, I don't eat a lot of junk food. So when I do, I fucking splurge, like I treat myself. So, there's the discipline of moderation, like don't go crazy into it, but understand the benefits of it and utilize them when the time is appropriate for that. There's a time for discipline, there's a time for indulgence, ebb and flow, the yin, the yang. We all know the story. We all know how it goes. So let's see. What's in the cards for you? What's going on in your life right now? Interesting. It talked about how doors were closing and doors were opening, and immediately it goes to this Muse of Emotions in reverse, right? And the Muse of Emotions, like in the upright, it's like the twin sitting there with their heart chakras open and water flowing through them. When the Muse of Emotions is in reverse, it's like you're losing your feelings about somebody or something, right? Seven of Wands, Seven of Inspiration tells me that you're carving out a new path for yourself because you're not satisfied. The Emperor in reverse is like, this is the only deck I have where the Emperor is actually a female. The Emperor is a female. And we all have divine masculine and feminine within us. This was the first card that came out. I know it's the last one I'm reading, but I read it in the order I see it. So with the Emperor in reverse, though, what I'm seeing here is that you're struggling to tap into your divine masculine. You're struggling to get there. It's like sometimes, because we have the masculine and feminine within us, right? And I feel like you're struggling in regards to, like, maybe, like, even taking, like, leadership in certain aspects might be hard for you right now. I feel like kind of this, because the Emperor is in reverse, I feel like an imbalance, an emotional imbalance happening, right? With the Muse of Emotions in reverse, it's like bad feelings or bad vibes or something, but something just doesn't feel fucking right. It's like taking you out of balance. Justice. Libra energy, right? The Emperor is Aries energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything, right? Like, it could have a correlation, or it could simply mean that, like, this card is specifically relative to your situation, despite what sign it represents. The Justice card is coming out, right? It's like justice and balance is going to be restored in your path here. It's like, you see the way she's kind of coming out of her shell here? It's like molting, like shedding the weight of the old flesh, the old skin, you know? It reminds me of this song by Man Man. It's like one of my favorite songs, but he sings this part where he's like, and I need new skin for this old skeleton of mine. Because this one that I'm in's let me down once again over time. And it's like, I feel that. That song is hella coming to me. It's Hold On to Your Heart by Man Man. I need new skin for this old skeleton of mine. Because this one that I'm in's let me down once again over time. Every time I look at that, that's what I see. I see that song. And it's funny because the Orca and the Whale Elders song card came out, you know, and I feel so much music in this reading. I feel poetry in this reading. I feel that that's very relative to you. Two of materials in reverse. A decision is made, right? Could be in the near future, could be now. But I feel like this decision is made, and this decision made causes this justice in your situation. Five of emotions in reverse. It's this feeling of literally refusing to waste your love and affection on somebody or something. Ace of emotions in reverse. This is pulling your emotions back from somebody, right? Taking it back, letting it go, you know? Page of Voices in reverse tells me that you're not somebody who's like harboring anger or like resentment. It's just simply, it is what it is. Or on the flip flop, they could be like, you know, not harboring any negativity when it comes to this. Three of Materials tells me that I feel like you may be getting a new roommate or job soon. Three of Materials is like it's a connection made, but like money is shared between you in some way, right? Like a coworker or a roommate, like money is kind of like foundational in your connection. But I feel like perhaps you could have a roommate or coworker that, you know, really helps you out. It really helps to build you up from whatever this situation is. It's about like, by letting go what doesn't serve you, you're opening doors to what does, you know, to things that will ultimately make you happy. And see this braid that they're sitting on. Braids are weaves, right? And I see like weaving together your life with somebody. But it's not necessarily romantic, right? Like I said, coworker, roommate kind of energy. Like your paths are interwoven. Okay, how else do I say that? Yeah, your paths are crossing. Your paths are interwoven. Your fates are in alignment right now. There's a friend. That's what it feels like. It's a friend. And you're feeling more in alignment with this friend. The Hanged Muse in reverse. Obstacles will be removed for you. With the Wheel of Fortune, you will have good fortune moving forward. Like things will work out in your favor here. It looks like you've earned it, right? And with Four of Materials, this is like telling you rest assured. Words. Okay, let me redo that all together. Four of Materials tells me that it's certain that you're building a foundation for yourself that will, economically benefit you, right? Like this is something in regards to resources, right? This is something you're building a foundation, something stable, structured, something that works for you. All right, what is your advice from Spirit? Awakening, bro. Spirit's calling on your ass. You're being awakened to your purpose. Alright? This is why you're not feeling peace. With the Two of Voices in reverse. And with the Five of Materials. This is why you're feeling probably like this, feeling like you don't have enough resources or there's not enough coming in, right? This lack of peace and this feeling of lack of resources, this is why this needs to change. This is why your situation needs to change. This is pulling you into this Temperance energy, Sagittarius energy. Like I said, that doesn't matter. If Sagittarius or not, like, if that astrological sign resonates, cool. If not, whatever. It's the card that should resonate with you, because what I'm seeing here is you're not at peace with your situation. You're feeling kind of emotionally left out in the cold or resourceless. And then with the Temperance card, it's like this is a humbling experience for you. This is something that tempers you, something that makes you more patient. It really pulls you into this awakening energy, that enlightened energy that you've been seeking. It's like if you want the transformation, you have to do the sacrifice part too. Sometimes that can be a big sacrifice. Only you really know what that sacrifice is, though. And I say that because I feel like you have a decision to make on which thing to sacrifice. I feel like because the which one was it? It was the Seven of Wands came out, and the Two of Materials in reverse, right? And it's like saying you have options on this path, right? Like you have a choice to be made here. But I don't feel like you're choosing to continue down the path that you want, or that you've been on, because you want more. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to bring you good fortune, as well as this enlightened state of mind that you've been seeking. Nine of Emotions, right? It came out completely sideways. So I'm going to read it in the upright since it wasn't leaning in either direction. But this is your wish fulfillment. This is the Genie card, right? You see the Genie? This is like saying, the universe saying, make a wish. What do you really want? And when you really want that, set an intention. Show the universe you really want that. If you want a new car, and you're like, you don't have the resources for that, but you know you need it, you know you want it, you want to manifest that in your life, get something for your car. Get, like, seat covers or steering wheel cover or stickers. Get something for your car. Prepare. Show the universe. Set that intention with an action so that the universe is aware. Okay, this is what they're going for. This is what they want, right? And don't speak negatively about it. Don't be like, oh, I won't be able to get this. And don't think about the obstacles along the way. Only think that you will have it. That's all you have to do. Just think that you will have it. Just believe that. Know that. And it will be done, but it's as soon as you let fear, doubt, and insecurity in, that's when wish fulfillment gets taken away. So you got to make sure to steer clear of the fear, doubt, and insecurity. Ace of Materials. You're getting a new beginning. No matter what path you take, you're getting a new beginning. Muse of Voices. I feel like you're frustrated, dude. I feel like you're frustrated, fed up, feeling like it's just one obstacle after another, but the Justice card is here and balance will be restored for you. The High Priestess tells me that you're very intuitive, and I feel like you know that the divine has more for you. You know that. It just requires a lot of strength right now, and a lot of restraint, right? I try not to react. I try, being the key word, because sometimes it happens, but try not to react. I try to, in every situation, whatever, information is brought to me, I try to pause, mull it over for a second, and then give my response, rather than reacting in a, emotional state or a heightened state or whatever. You don't, those reactions are always the worst ones. Now that's an interesting card to come out. I have to go to that one first, but first, remember the Whale and the Orca Elders card that came out? Well, in this deck, Song of the Sea came out. They're both about music. They're both about vibration. And they're both underwater, right? Water is all about emotions, right? And I feel like your emotional release needs to be through music. I feel like your soul is trying to tell you that. Your release. The thing, rather than reacting to your situation, you need to release the buildup through music. Taking to heart, follow your heart, let your instincts kind of guide you in that regard. Winter's Throne tells me that it's time for you to also take up your throne. It's time for you to take up your position, right? Priestess. A rare bloom. You're something else. You're something special to the universe, and I feel like you really do need to trust in the doors that close as much as you trust in the doors that open. And right at the top of the deck here, we've got Raven's Wand, right? Raven's Wand is all about manifestation. If you look, that was not intentional. It was just chilling there, face up, while the rest of the deck is face down. So take that as it resonates as well. It's time to manifest. Study manifestation. Study it. understand it. Abraham Hicks. 2 words. Abraham Hicks. Go look it up on YouTube. You're already on YouTube. Go look it up on YouTube. And then come back to me and tell me what you find. Tell me about how exciting it was. Tell me about the message you got. Because every video that you get from Abraham Hicks, it's funny how it works. The universe will align you with the message that's meant for you. In the same way that you found this message, the universe will align you with your message. So, Abraham Hicks, write it down, check it out. Alright? But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.